So the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning. Thank you.
As I just don't say briefly, last week we get information say there's an outbreak of Lassa fever na the Tonkolili district. Firstly, start for confirm for we if this not true.
Yes, we get an increase in cases of Lassa fever in Tonkolili district. Yes.
So as we dey talk now, how many people don't get infected with Lassa fever? We na confirm information from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation.
Yes, we get about 8 people, of which 3 now confirmed cases, laboratory confirmed, and the rest are probable or suspected cases. And as I talk to you now, we get 3 deaths, confirmed deaths.
All right, so now how the ministry been do for no say this outbreak here so they na Tonkolili district. Waiting have been the first case where them been get.
Yeah, yes, as I tell you, we no go call them an outbreak because when you say outbreak, you see, Lassa fever been always there with we na the Sierra Leone, especially confined to the eastern province. But and you not go above the normal the threshold. But now we get increase in cases as a result of some problem around the health facility. So we get number of cases, as I say, like 8 cases, where we get 3 confirmed, and we get 3 deaths.
As you say, this one not so new sick way then a salon. But how prepared the ministry been be for ensure say they able for control making all scatter past how it is so now. How prepared una be?
Yes, this is a deal with the international health regulations because we get patients where they may medically evacuated out of the country to Dutch national. It's very sad. The Ministry of Health we feel them because where health workers then they get trapped in line of them duty and for save lives. So it's very saddening for we, but these are the situation. It come as a result of a patient with a military for help. We na woman and a belly woman and it be the get bleeding. So they mean not get any alternative but for do immediate surgery. And they not be no say na Lassa fever. So it happen. And Lassa fever, especially in the hospital setting, is very, very highly contagious. So this not been the problem. But when this don't happen, the Ministry of Health and all the partners then we don't do the necessary. We don't activate the EOC at national and district, and we don't line list 48 cases and 48 contacts, not cases. Sorry, 48 contacts, and of them 48 contacts, then the 29 of them are health workers. The contacts them, they're not sick, they're not getting a sign, but because they're linked to that case, we monitor strictly, give them what we call medical surveillance for 21 days. So if any of them one in this show any sign, we go no waiting for them because we get to a facility when our center of excellence at Kenema, we in fact about 2 of the suspected ones then don't did it for further management. And last time, it's not like Ebola, where Ebola not been getting specific treatments, and now then they try for get specific drug. But last time we get a drug of choice so they use. So you get a drug, a person we detect an early, we'll be able for treat them where the person not go lost in life. So,
Right,
the important thing now that make we look at all the contacts and we monitor them. The slightest sign or symptom we then get, we go begin we go do tests and institute early treatment.
Mr. Thomas, how equipped the Center of Excellence be? Where the one that we already don't be infected, some pandem they don't fly them go over for treatment. Where they not gonna
Yes,
the Center
make I
of
clarify this
Excellence.
one. Why them fly them go over? Them people are not Dutch national where they work now and medical people and so the country demands them for medically evacuate them. That's not the reason. Make them tell them go. But the other cases then they see them because Lassa fever now West Africa, Sierra Leone, get one of the best land and we get a very, very good treatment facility. This is not the first time we get Lassa case. It just happens to get so the public will tell them, then for anybody who gets any health concern, let it just say 1 month ago. We will do the necessary to make sure say we do the testing and we make sure say if the person positive, we do the treatment.
So wetin are the preventive measures them where the ministry they ask people for the undertake first until una able for control the Lassa fever outside
for Lassa we always be talk say na Arata, one specific Arata, the virus, the host the virus. What we call na Arata we get plenty bobby. We scientifically we call the mastomys staphylococcus. So it means to say that we get 20 but we need host this virus. So we advise people and make them not on or if I answer them. And when them dinner the ocean and then cover them food. So and water so that Ayata no people or eating food. And they also talk to people and say if anybody sick around you, where they get fever, where they get headache, where they get general body pain, where they get where they feel generally say well, or if they vomit, or even if they bleed, but then they can live. We for just call 117, and by the time then we tell the person let nobody not paid because last time as I say we get a very 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 effective treatment for Lassa. All the cases that we go with Lassa as long as they not go late. Then they survive. The only way a person will survive when it not go quick. So this one, as I say, now because as a result of that hospital transmission rate, but not to say now something widespread in the country. And that makes we, the Ministry of Health, the World Health Organization, Center for Disease Control, Atlanta, America, and all the partners and one time together. Right now we're going to the field. We work on the field. All the pillars are not activated. Then they're the field to do the needful for make sure say we just stop further occurrence of the disease.
All right. Finally, before you left, we then 3 people and more you confirm say already don't die from the Lassa fever sick. Na Salone people and no more or other people and they from other country.
We get 2 when are Salone people and when they actually sick. When are the index case. When we say index case, by the first case when they trigger that infection spread. Then they try for help them because they're a woman, then they bleed, then the emergency, and any health worker, you see person, in that condition, help them. But because of the when a Lassa case, where they not be able to detect at that particular moment, because they get the lead and they think of other things, now that makes them people and we don't lose them people in this. But the other person, like Dutch national, where they get for care and go, now then country demand say them for go. So unfortunately we lost them. And as I say, we had some minds and deal with them people and them families then because we don't want to make health workers then lost their lives in the line of their duty.
Thank you for that update. Say that's now been Harold Thomas, we na the Health Education Program Manager and self-lead na the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. We been the give updates on the Lassa fever sick way they turn quality districts now as he just confirmed that interview they say already. But 8 people still get them, but 3 people again don't die from her, and then they caution people for take care of the thing them we then they eat at this point.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salone where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The time for my studio clock now 7:51. This BNTM, by around the 2018, government through parliament been start for give constituency development fund to member of parliament them, so that then go able for sit down with them people them and know whose kind development then go do na then different constituency them. But this BNTM plenty corruption allegation them don't they come out na parliament. Inside last week, Radio Democracy inside we Good Morning Salone program been get the member of parliament for constituency 132 na Lumley and some other area them. Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte will be accused the parliamentary administration say that they misuse the yearly allocation where the Ministry of Finance can get to parliament as them budget. This accusation be make Radio Democracy be same way so bring the clerk na parliament when a Honorable Parliament Tarawali where na in the administrative head for parliament for can answer to some of the allegation them where Honorable Ibrahim Tawabi make against parliament. Well, Honorable Paran himself inside your talk be make plenty allegation them against member of parliament them for sake of the couple where government can give them as constituency development fund. Well, allegation and counter allegation from the clerk of parliament and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte be make Radio Democracy go work on some. Well, for no more, waiting be happen inside the program on Friday. Outside we get the clerk of parliament, Honorable Parantarawali. We've been talking about different in them and the couple them where parliament can give to member of parliament, where parliament can give to MP them as constituency development fund. Let we listen.
They work very, very well. They come around with.
Yeah, for the entire 2018, no parliamentary committee must ever perform any oversight. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Finance make available to Parliament a budgetary allocation of 14.2 billion. In that 14.2 billion, the Ministry of Finance make two disbursements. They make disbursements in Q3 July of 2.4 billion. They make disbursements in Q3 of August of 2.275 billion, where the total come up to 4.8 billion. In that 4.8 billion, the reports where the clerk they claim say they prepare the quarterly reports to the Parliamentary Service Commission (PSC). In fact, the first report where they do not a quarterly report, but half-yearly reports where they do between January to June, from the 1st of January to the 30th of June 2019. And in that report, I have a copy of it. It says Parliament owe 1.9 billion in arrears. Of the 1.9 billion Parliament owe in arrears, of the disbursement where they paid the 2018 budget of 14 billion, the Ministry of Finance later in January and February then disbursed another 4.8 billion to Parliament. We're supposed for don't take care of all the parliamentary arrears, and assuming that the debt will be 1.9, it needs to say Parliament for the day in credit of 2.9 billion. And the entire parliamentary allocation for oversight for 2018 might be 463 million. But no committee will perform oversight. But the clerk will tell you, say, honorable Taraga about that, because now Salone, anybody will ask for probity and accountability, especially when somebody they do the wrong thing, the other people they want for libele, who think say their own partner for just libele and get their own way, then will go and converse say this person get about that. But
all right, that's now the voice of Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, the member of parliament for constituency 132 na Lumley and some other area them. Be they talk inside that short clip there, but the alleged corruption where it say they happen at parliament and parliament only use them budget proper where Ministry of Finance can give them. Well, will be same way so gets the clerk of parliament at the studio, Honorable Parantarawali, will be respond to some of the allegations then the where Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte be make.
He said for 2019, government Ministry of Finance don't give you 20.9 billion. Me fumble then wrong. Then don't give you 25 billion. I don't tell you say not sabi figures. Not to 20. Then don't give you 25 billion. And out of that 25 billion, 19 billion don't go direct to MPs. So members of parliament me fumble na Sierra Leone. Out of the 25 billion, where government of Sierra Leone don't spend on parliament, direct payment to MPs na 19 billion. So when are members of parliament there, direct, including Honorable Tawa Conte, every month government they give them fuel, for the motor car when at 1.9 million per MP. Every quarter they give them 18 million. Where them for use for council will now make meetings where most of them not they use, including Honorable Tawa Conte, members of Parliament. Every quarter they are having monies we're supposed for council una.
All right, that now Honorable Parantarwali and the Clerk of Parliament if they respond to some of the allegation them where Honorable Ibrahim Tawakonte be make but Parliament. Would they take this short commercial break? Would they come and continue with the program? Good morning, Salone.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Edsalight, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
The program now Good Morning Salone, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, earlier will be introduced the Executive Director for Campaign for Good Governance, Marcela Samba Sise. He's still there with me at the studio, and we don't play some of the clip them. Usai Member of Parliament, they accuse the administration of Parliament about corruption and other things them. One more time, I want to welcome you, Madam Samba Sise, to the program. Good morning, ma.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right. You don't listen to the two clips that we play of Honorable Tawa Conte and Honorable Parantarawali. We say Honorable Tawa Conte, they make accusations, say Parliament's okay use them budget them the proper way. And self Honorable Parantarawali, they accuse member of Parliament them for money where Parliament can give them as constituency development fund, say they need to use it the proper way. But before we look at the accusation, then let we look at governance. If we legislative aid them, they accuse themselves of corruption. How some of them things they affect governance for one proper way?
Okay, thank you very much, Khadija. In fact, I like the way where you put the question, because many a times, because we dey do reactive analysis, we know they get citizens then for understand exactly what we they try for talk. But indeed, we get a governance challenge. One thing I want to make public officials, in fact, I use public officials as a broad term. First and second, then call them public servants. And today, while they talk about public officials, I know they only talk about the members of Parliament name. I also want to include the three arms of government, where the executive they inside, the judiciary they inside, and of course, with the zero way to they do today on Parliament. But one thing I want to mention quickly, now the fact say, every public official get for understand say it open to public scrutiny. That is one of the basic and fundamentals of democracy. And in fact, there is a growing public pressure for accountability at all fronts. People they want for involve in the way governments they run. People they want information. People they want better services, and of course, people they want accountability. So public officials then for realize say that one day, Salone don't grow. This is not Sierra Leone in the 80s. Nobody know they take power now, or nobody know they be elected into office where they come. It go unaccountable. There is a growing demand for accountability. Demand side accountability don't grow, and people then forget the ethos and posture for ready for listen where people then they ask them questions. So if you hold public office, you get for ready for question and for clarification. So now we want for start first, because before we come to Parliament, I say we want for look at the broad public sector architecture. We want for talk about accountability many a times. we want for talk about fiscal accountability. All ten na money now we can focus on. Many a times now when the money side go wrong, now people and they cry foul. No. Many a times fiscal accountability in latent. That means then I last they come. But good thinking don't go wrong before misappropriation. If at all it happen, misappropriation take place. You get political accountability. Political accountability na first get for happen. In fact, na the entry point to any democratic system. Political accountability means, say, for example, we, when are the citizens them, we hand over we rights when a social contract, we give elected representatives, and then elected representatives then they get for act on we interest. Now political accountability mean many a times politicians then they make promises where they're not able to deliver. On paper everything is beautiful, but when it comes into real delivery they happen. Now then a political accountability. And in fact parliament, one thing about parliament now the hub for political accountability. We all as citizens not go able for go day in a parliament, but we give some of we rights that I don't call social contracts in the form of constituencies 132. We ensure say each and every one of we are then constituency then they return one person. What we return that one person there now in we interest political accountability. Now in we interest that person they sit down at parliament. That person no sit down at parliament in your interest. It sit down at parliament for effectively and efficiently projects citizens na decision making. So anything whether MP they do na parliament na in constituency in view for reflect, because we all whether na that particular constituency they not go able go sit down there, but we MP they represent with you. That's political accountability. Another form of accountability we can forget na administrative, because for now begin talk about the MPs then they accuse themselves, the clerk and the MP they accuse themselves now the studio on Friday. Administratively something don't go wrong. One of the things they want for mention, in fact now the biggest challenge that one they will get in a salon, administrative accountability. Many a times first we get square pegs then around holes. People they will not know nothing but the public sector administration and then a power. Then sit down they know one day serve na public office. In fact, they not even manage 3 people there yet alone you go get one whole ministry for manage. Administrative accountability. So the real nature of waiting public administration meaning no sabiam. You see the clerk of parliament, that office there na the master administrator, the parliament, the chief administrator. That office not to partisan office at all.
So now a suitable person we get in now as clerk.
Well,
in
the
terms
clerk,
of accountability.
let me give you the nature of waiting the office for Talek. And once you don't see the nature, that's why I said this session for the Sierra Leonean is an educative session. Once we don't get the nature of how the clerk office, the office of the clerk for Tana Parliament, then you go able for assess now if we get the suitable person or not. So in reality, the clerk, now the chief administrator, it got for help for all the parliament together with all the necessary administrative function. In reality, the clerk of parliament for be apolitical, because the nature of waiting it they serve now a public servant now that space thing. It they able for serve. You see, many a times when we can come on with political accountability, for example, I remember the last government when we raised the issue of the speaker and the clerk, and we say we are not change the law for the speaker. We are not even politically matured for change that particular law. Therefore, let get politicians sit down then feel say it's all this thing about we going outside the government we are raising these issues. But that is where it's come from. If we not get an administrator, we will get the issue there. Yeah. Because what the administrator does, it is serve the MPs, it is serve parliament, and it get for do in a very proactive manner. what we call proactive disclosure of information.
Madam Sise, you make mention of Parliament being the hub for political accountability. In this case now, we don't see also a member of Parliament, they come out publicly to the constituents and we vote them in. They tell them, say, the administration of Parliament engage into corruption. The money where Ministry of Finance can give them for one them program them, they know they use them properly. The administrative head of Parliament also they come. They accuse member of Parliament them for misuse the constituency development fund. The people that will vote them in, you think say then go able forget that what they call credibility for the leader they again?
I think say one of the issue then that one day let we understand say even with members of Parliament then self get rights. Then as citizens, even as we dey talk say we want for hold them accountable, and we believe say Parliament na the hub of accountability. One person, we institution believe say if we fix Parliament na this country, we don't fix the governance space na salon. But let we know say then self get rights. They are citizens. They self na mortal man. Then get a right as individuals. Then get a right to the respect as mortal man. You see why I bring this point? Now this issue of this constituency development fund. Whosoever do that kind concept that concept they not correct. You see Parliament they all na three.
But this same concept and go time before them as member of Parliament we approve them.
Absolutely. You see now they sometimes they wiki worried as to if the MP themselves understand Parliament not get development function. And so when you give us 18 million, that's why I said they have their rights as well. When you give us 18 million for quarter, now 18 million, no, they do not development. Me and you know say 18 million, no, they do not development now any constituency. That fund should not be called Constituency Development Fund. It they give the citizens some wrong information at the psyche say, they don't give we MP the money for can't do development, and the MPs don't have a development function. The MPs them waiting and get then supposed to make law for make sure say either then pass new law, or if law are obsolete then repeal that law, then get an oversight function for make sure say the executive through the committees that way they can set up na Parliament, then make sure say the executive deliver, but they not get a development function. So that money there if on a facilitation fund.
At some point, we be ready and begin call them facilitation fund.
Absolutely. But that's not for them, Mabel, because that facilitation, then I they sponsor the representative role. Because for them able to represent the interest of the citizen, you forgo reach out to Ram and you forgo feedback to Ram.
Earlier when you did talk, you mentioned something we get for do it. Say sometimes something go wrong administratively, we be make Honorable Tower Conte been spark up, something we don't become a debate nationally, internationally, but accountability in a Parliament. And when Honorable Paran been there so last Friday, one thing we be mentioned where Honorable Tower in issue come up, gets for do it say na because of traveling. Now that's make Honorable Tawa they go to the extent for talk certain things them. But if you look at that line day and you look at the type of person where they as clerk na Parliament, now they can response then they for they come up where a member of Parliament maybe genuinely there is concern of accountability in terms of the whole Parliament when I in the clerk.
You know, I don't tell now, but waiting at the role of the chief administrator na Parliament. And I remember first day when we been small, where we say, this person they talk like they're all civil servants. You know, when you create that picture of their old civil servants, you know what I mean? The ethics will go with the civil service, Sabiam. You get the way they talk, you get the composure with which you they talk, and you get the ethics with which you they can public. Then information and that's why proactive disclosure is also important. You ask the MP then now, you ask some people then go tell you about 67 million where then give you for go do for go set up offices. Some people then say then they go rent facilities. Some people then say we they use that 67 million there for construct facilities. But one thing we refuse for do. the clerk in office in modern day democracy, if for presuppose an open parliament. Open parliament means say we for able for readily access information about parliament without we not get any form of ambiguity. So when we know say 67 million has been allocated to members of parliament publicly through a public statement, make sure say people that know say that one dey happen, then sef go dey in a position for all the MPs dey accountable, but we no dey get the relevant information dem dey from time to time. But I know say parliament don dey progress, and then don dey try as best as possible for do an open parliamentary system. They don get a parliamentary app, but na that information then they I think say we dey request as citizens for now we dey see them kind thing then dey, so that all the issue of accusation no go dey, it go be clear. And one of the things there, I just say this point, one of the things there when a parliament dey role wey major, you see this budget particularly when a then get for approve, because the budget is actually a law and call on the appropriation bill, we get for demystify that budget thing, we get for understand against which background and they approve them budgets then dey, because some of the allocations the way they happen, wetin are the decision behind that allocation dey. A lot of things now make I say I need to talk about fiscal accountability. Me na one person wey in the final analysis now they talk about corruption. When we don't look at all wetin don happen, and when a court of law don't prove beyond all reasonable doubt say this na an act of corruption because na dem get the mandate. But wetin we can do in governance now for look at all the side where the thing dem dey pass. And MPs them now make us say we get for fixed parliament. At all costs we get for fixed parliament. MPs then get for know exactly wetin are the rule. And I want for talk to political parties then small. Now I start off for say people that don't get a growing interest for hold leaders they accountable. And political parties then get for look at the kind of people that we then they give we as MPs.
Right.
Because they're all big.
Continue for the week the program. In name na Marcela Samba Sise, Executive Director Campaign for Good Governance. Then at the program this morning we talk about accountability and transparency, how this they help for develop parliament then work. Quickly we take this short commercial break. We'll come back, we'll continue with the program. Good Morning Salone.
Better don't come, better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme day. We branch and they all up on na Salone. Boko no kenema, we day. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we day. Jala free town loan sa, we day. And my lengthy one, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
We continue with the program. Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We will bring the program come to you this Monday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura
And Mabel Kaba.
Well, we continue for look at issues of accountability and transparency among member of parliament them. Well, after the program, we Radio Democracy been do inside last week, Thursday and Friday, outside the member of parliament for constituency 132 Nalomli and some other area them, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte be accused the parliamentary administration say that they misuse the copper we Ministry of Finance they give them as their budget and serve the clerk na parliament on Friday. We been getting our Good Morning Salone program again. Honorable Parantarawali himself be make allegation them against member of parliament them for sake of the copper we parliament can give them. Well, this been bring plenty concern from the member of public them, and we make we say the Anti-Corruption Commission don't invite Honorable Parantarawali and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte for go na the office this morning. Well, on the line now for confirm if this invitation are true, we get the Director of Public Education and Outreach na the Anti-Corruption Commission, Patrick Sandy. Good morning, Mr. Sandy, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, listeners to Radio Democracy.
All right, first begin for confirm if the Anti-Corruption Commission don't invite Honorable Parantarawali and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte.
Yes, I will confirm that to the public that the Anti-Corruption Commission will invite the two people where you don't just mention, when Honorable Parantarawali and Honorable Tawa Conte.
Exactly, the ACC invites them for.
Well, you know, in your intro, you don't make mention of what thing they happen on radio on Friday, where allegations, counter-allegations, accusations, counter-accusations being made, and it gets something for do with accountability and corruption. So, as a matter of fact, the ACC being a proactive institution, don't see say the need for bring them people in and ask questions relating to the accusations or the allegations they have made on that program.
All right, where then they go na the ACC this morning. According to Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte in an interview we do with Radio Democracy, he said he gets a whole lot of evidence them now and where they show say parliaments they misuse the budget where Ministry of Finance they give them. The ACC be ask Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte for the evidence here.
No, basically, when somebody don't make allegations and you can ACC therefore maybe request. But if you so desire, yes, it is very good that you come with the documentation where it is in evidence. So not to a question of say whether we don't ask them. If they are there, yes, we step go need things where they help with around the investigations they want to do.
All right, then to the clerk of parliament and the member of parliament, when they go na the Anti-Corruption Commission today, how long una go take for look at this alleged corruption, or if the ACC they start for make any form of statement from them, just like how una can do na other investigation they una can do?
Well, basically, Khadija, you know, say that an investigative process, let the people then come. I think that is what is very important. And then the process go kicking. But I'm not going to tell you now in which form everything will take. You know, say investigations, of course, you take statements here and there and whatever. But then I'm not going to tell you now how long it will take because, you know, as I say, investigation is a process. You don't attach timelines to it because this is something where we're not just take and run with it like that. So I'll therefore be very mindful of that. So I know we will put timelines and tell you exactly what will happen. But in regard the investigation process, we don't call them in. And when them they in, of course, waiting hopefully is needed for be done, that's what we will do.
In some cases, we don't see inside the Anti-Corruption Commission they investigate government official them, especially in issues them we get for do with alleged corruption. Then ACC can ask them government officially for step aside for sorted and done with the investigation. In this case of the clerk of parliament and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, we will see the same thing happen there.
No, well, basically, Khadija, we need to understand what the law they say is that when they indict somebody, nine you go suspend them or interdict them within the civil service conduct. The aspect of setting aside not get anything for the investigation. So I don't want for let we drag ourselves into that aspect, please.
Normally, Parliament can say they're immune, then they run themselves, and most time then they see issues they did between the anti-corruption and Parliament about other get rights for investigate the incumbent. Then cases that don't they come up different. We're not going to see now this case again a turnaround. Parliament say ACC not get rights for investigate them.
No, Khadija, and me the one where they listen, the one where they listen, they know that the ACC gets your mandate, and we get the aspect of things we will look into and whether they will investigate. So I don't feel that they also arise in this case. As a matter of fact, any member of parliament, when a public officer, be accountable to the ACT, and the ACT government for investigator. They're not immune at all.
Very much. Sandy, Director of Public Education and Outreach, now the Anti-Corruption Commission for we talk to inside the program. But they confirm inside that interview, they say the Anti-Corruption Commission don't invite Honorable Parantarawali and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte for reports to them this morning at the ACC.
The program Good Morning Salone continuing. We come over to the studio guest back. We na Marcela Sambasise. We na the Executive Director for Campaign for Good Governance. We continue to look at the issue of accountability in a parliament. And one thing where you and other people on the call for now fixing parliament. This issue of fixing parliament. Now also the focus get for the leadership of parliament or the orientation of member them where they come to the house.
I mean, it get for be holistic. This whole idea, one, I've been don't start before we take the interview with the representative of ACC. I've been don't start first by calling on political parties. I said and get for give the right candidates that we get for stay as MP. Because when you say the person a member of parliament, he gets a critical oversight role. In actual fact, now then they appoint the cabinet ministers there and all who that in at cabinet. Because then I then get for approve. You know, the president, they make the recommendation, then gets the responsibility now for scrutinize them people here so and for know if them people here so fit for the offices they within they go hold. But many a times we know they see MPs then they do that one day. And so because of that, then we get for I mean it's a whole lot of you know an established framework, that's what we call them. For ensure say how parliaments for operate, for ensure say they even get the right capacity for deliver their work. The effectiveness of the committee. I hear one of the MPs them during the discussion where them in the get they say oversight committee no sits from this whole year, and the oversight committee now then get for see what's in the executive they do. The different ministries, departments, and agencies. If we not fix parliament for let them able for perform the oversight function, we not go able for fix Sierra Leone. Because let's tell you, when we come to this whole issue of fiscal accountability, development na outcome. Now waiting you put inside there, now you they get. For example, I will take for instance 22% of the national budget allocated to education. That 22% of the national budget they allocated to education, not a zero-sum game. Once we allocate 22%, education will turn out better. No. Then are just inputs. You get for see, we not civil society will call and follow the money. We get for ensure say from the conceptualization, the implementation, say they reach the beneficiary, all waiting to happen.
So if we look at
it's a whole lot of work parliaments get for do.
If we look at the structures them na the parliament, for example, the committee them, then gets committee day of accountability, where people expect say then go for go whole ministry departments and agencies them accountable for money where they can spend from government coffers. Then now issues of accountability they come from the same parliament and from members of parliament them. How serious in terms of them work? Then really they do them work where accountability issues deal with themselves where the people they look up to.
It's very serious. You see the MPs them sit down they approve the 2020 Finance Act. Even with all the loopholes where that particular act they get, puts forward a non-accountable interest. You know, one of the things that we worried about, accountability in a part of democracy. In fact, even the fact that after 5 years we call you for accounts and the citizens they either vote you in or vote you out, in itself no accountability. So for institute any measure outside that particular framework, it's totally out of place. The MPs them, and I make a think say a lot of work needs to be done. If we need for get Sierra Leone working, if we need for get the executive branch for deliver, the citizens then therefore elect the right MP.
Alia,
the MP then therefore get the right capacity for deliver on the work.
earlier you make mention of this constituency development fund. Say they suppose for don't call them facilitation fund, but when you read through some of the reason them we make government can give this constituency development fund to member of parliament them now for let them go sit down with them people them maybe the council or set up a particular committee where they implement some of them funds. They are not the member of parliament directly, but again the implementation of this constituency development fund now one again where most of the constituents them don't they accuse the MP of say they're not can care and go to them.
You know, and at this talk say we get for know exactly how parliament will get the work. And the clerk can get for give that picture there as to how parliament the work. Because parliament now a small representation of the citizens. Now we self then a parliament because now we turn somebody from the constituency. You see this constituency development fund now a whole issue we get for discuss as a country and no say then they not a constituency development fund. 18 million euros a quarter, then 18 million divided by 3. When a 6 million yuan. Khadija, me and you know say 6 million yuan, no they do nothing for any constituency. So we cannot call that development fund. The MP get for go na representation role they play. According to the laws then as Salone, now the local government now gets that authority for development, not to MP. And so we self get a responsibility as people. We they ask MPs there for thing there, we're not to the role for deliver. We want for see accountability, but we know they support people that way they authority for be accountable. So all that thing and they very much important. We need for know the purpose of them facilitation fund. Me prefer for say constituency facilitation fund for able for let the MP perform their representative function as opposed to development we not to the role at all.
Continue for the between at the studio, Marcella Sambasi said the program Good Morning Salone they continue. Let me just take this short break.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in wall solid. Look in block them with them beat for them, where they save solid. And at the same amount of cement and sand, then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3x Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement now the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Very, very many happy reasons.
Alright, of course, anytime I hear that song day, na no say we get big celebration at the house. And today na we honorable na Radio Democracy, Honorable Princess Spears na in birthday today. So Honorable Princess Spears, one for wish you a very happy birthday. We pray say God will grant you all you had desired them. And of course, as a honorable member of the house at 12.
Of course.
You for know exactly what how can do but they start with breakfast this morning, 12 lunch And by 5 before mango, we get, I don't know for a dinner that day.
Of course, now a big celebration.
Two in
Princess self
one.
no. Yeah, well, Princess been seller, you know. But anyway, we wish Princess a happy birthday, and we pray say this new age go bring to you all the goodies in life, especially so we be seeing a big birthday in your life. We wish you a happy birthday, Princess Pias. Enjoy your day, and other not saying a fan of Princess Pias when we parliamentary reporter. You can come over at 12 o'clock. Let we all can send am good on. Happy birthday once more. Alright, the program Good Morning Salone they continue, and we continue for look at the issue we get for do with transparency and accountability in our parliament. Well, now we can listen to different vox pop them where we reported and go do in a different constituency than a freedom, but we start with Cherno Jalo, we go work on a constituency 127. Forget the views of people and we did about how the member of parliament don't they use the facilitation fee where parliament can give them for go back to the constituents them.
Abdul Bangura Ade Somal Atong Soritong Axis. Constituency 127 to be precise. Well, we own constituency really unfortunate because since me live in this community, we never get an honorable way to stand for the people. So we own constituency where they, first of all, the one when are the predecessor we been there doing as Siraji Rolis Camara. Absolutely nothing you know able to do for a constituency. Maybe do on other side, but we will not do nothing there. And people themselves not even sabi answering at the honorable days. Initially, before the election, few weeks to the election, it been get time they come around. After election, you know, one day we come us in foot now any one of we those steps them. Then the way we can succeed and win in success, so we na honorable thinger. In back likewise, me see like politician, me see like he get his constituency at. You know, ever can't talk to in constituents and say, well, I don't get this power here. So let we work together, let's forget about politics. The MP then they owe their constituents and their apology. You they go represent your constituency, then you they go because of party sake. Me believe say if ever the MP then get the constituency members and the act then enough for allow for pass such act say the president for just a travel, enough for give account to the citizens the winner then vote some in.
Concerned citizen at the constituency 127. Well, actually, the first honorable we get during the survey, then we just don't vote in. Well, like that first 2-3 weeks, they get meeting with we, call 2-3 stakeholders, them, other community members, them, and I feel say that big help that I don't get a line between we and two. The relationships I because if you don't make an open to everybody, say if person gets a problem, you go meet if you get away for help this recent honorable, me not even sabi answer officially, I know sabi but I know say we honorable not thinker. So like me know they see that kind of relationship there with compared to the first honorable. For the second honorable, I know ever witness a meeting where they get with community people then. Well, I don't feel say them build anything like office or any development where me don't see our community. I don't see anything and starting with honorable Sinaji. I don't see do anything like that, and also this other honorable don't thinker. I don't see any office where himself or development where don't do in the community.
Michael, constituency 127 at the Minglanding. Well, the first MP be very much open up to most of we in the early stage of just after the election, and then it be open up and then give communication where that if they got the people very close to parliament, but I don't see much of we new MP we don't come. Since it come, I not see for see. You don't ever get any rapport in one consistency or for the sake of knowledge sake and not knowledgeable for say that you get any thing where you don't do where you able to engage the community. Well, in your honorable, we not see any place in Smalatong, Dwazak, and Englandville for say this is not a consistency office we didn't get. So I believe for say it is a report of parliament for go and ask the honorable for so make a point USA is able for locate a structure. But as for we the people like in the consistency, we not see anything like that at all of all. The most recent one is very disappointing to the whole of Sierra Leone and me personally, I believe was a shame to the entire cabinet or parliamentarian now the well of parliament because them people are so one if them ever count with the bill to the constituents them nobody no forever accept this bill.
Alright, well that's our views of some people in wait up now constituency 127 we make up of New England, Dwazak and other area them they talk that interview with Cherno Jallo side them they talk about waiting and think about the member of parliament as then they collect facilitation fee for go back to the constituents them. Well that's been their own view them and we they continue to get more views from them kind people here.
Well, Usman Kamara been same way so go na constituency 132 around Lumley and some other area them. Also, he talk to people waiting and think about the facilitation fee where parliament can give to member of parliament them. Well, constituency 132 now the Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte the cover.
They work very, very well. They come around between here, spend time, even when you work, they monitor the work. You don't get work more left and no more, so you don't monitor the work. You monitor the work back. The only man where you work is going to the Air Force. As fast as you know. Let's work more because we need more. We know what's on ourselves. What's on our problem right now.
I don't know about 6 Lumley Road. Yes, so they see him and he don't do well for we in this community because he don't can develop this school. And I know say they do other side more.
Yes, they come and they can work for we. Go thank you for my Ghana take come on it don't do work for we. So right now Juba don't go work there, it don't do we don't see. So if it tomorrow God say back the time reach or they put more for them because don't see what you don't do for we. Yes. Don't Juba I don't see the development. Don't right now don't go back na Kamayama it pa work there.
Honorable Sawa, we don't do great thing for this community. We build number 9 comprehensive primary school and we know say after the 5 years, the next 5 years, I go do waiting past that for we. And we believe and we hope to and say, go do things that we pass this more. Thank you to Honorable Sawa and the SLPP government where they don't bring this kind of developments in our area. And we hope to them, we know say after this year, the next, then we'll do more things that we pass this. So they tell them thank you for the good work they do for we in our country.
At tap number 11 Lumley, now we say they try for can open back for we until a clinic. So we honorably play great role in the community for now. Well, I tell and thanking and we appreciate how glad for the good work they do.
That's Usman Kamara. Been go talk to some people them na constituency 132, but what them think about the member of parliament and how they use the facilitation fund where parliament can give them. We continue with the program Good Morning Salone where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Marcela Sambasise, Executive Director, Campaign for Good Governance. Today in the program we look at accountability and how it improve on member of parliament their work. Madam Sise, don't listen to various voices of people them na 2 constituency them na Freetown constituency 132 in New England Vilnaya. Waiting the people and think about the member of parliament and how they can use the facilitation fund.
2 things. Of course, we are 2 opposing sides. One MP where they representing people the well and another one where the people they say we know they see them. And that's not the point where I want for touch on. If the MP they know them function, for say my representation is not about me. My representation is about me constituency and in a one big plus where they go don't make. Then get for understand that one day. Now that they make, in fact, they're not able for interrogate the budget. Because when you look at the budget, you go begin for look at the allocations where they go to services. And their allocation and how it go trickle down for let the constituents them benefit from the national, service where they come out from the budget where then they allocate. How, for example, the grants where governments they allocate to local council, how it go reach to the constituents them where are they represent. Now then, and outreach very, very much important. Them money then the way they constituents then they talk about that MP say oh, he get for bill clinic, not so money, but in a advocate. If you're able for go, meet different people the way they operate now in locality, gain support, able for ensure say if you central government pay attention to certain services for the benefit of the people them. So the as I don't say and I will continue for say, if we not build the capacity of members of parliament, we not go able to get the real dividend of democracy, because democracy for yield development and a them for channel the law the way then they make, the budgets the way then they approve, the people the way then they approve their appointments, their oversight responsibilities, where then they go see what's in the ministries, departments, and agencies that they do. All their roles then they now they in the final analysis go make democracy work na saloon.
So now also for draw the line, because the members of parliament them supposed for be people waiting for make the law them, and now we see then they get them mixed up. They go make road, they build hospitals, and they do that in a way supposed for be done by council and other body them. Then responsibility, and now also for draw the line, members of parliament for continue for take money for go make road and hospital, or for focus basically on the laws them waiting for the telling people about waiting they do na parliament.
Of course, you know, say one of the things the way I mean a number of Sierra Leoneans desperate for basic services, and in fact at the start point stand they want make say governments all over get for realize say there is a growth because advocates.
Yes.
Now senior advocates them, you able for advocates for opportunities for go to that constituency, you can
But
do
then for
it.
the implement
But
and for themselves.
no, not to the responsibility, Dandy. You know why? Because people go use that one day for old and other MP accountable. Because the role of MP not to development function. You know, then get for ensure say the services the way they don't slate, whether not the budget, whether not the financial procedure, whether not the allocation, let them make sure say people then get it across the board. But not to the work that one day for ensure say, oh, then for go implement for themselves. Because in the process, if you can't get an issue, for example, where you go solicit money, you go even put greater accountability concern over you aid. And the MP not for be seen as such, but for work direct with the council, when at the council new responsibility that.
Working directly with the council, and because the council and responsibility now for bring development na the ward and constituency them. But most time there is this issue of disconnect between the member of parliament them and that of the councillor them. Member of parliament then can say most time the councillor they again can want for run for them seat them after they all work together and bring these developments. Then same developments then they can use as a campaign platform. So in most ward and constituency, the MP and the councillor them not can work together.
They know they see eye to eye. In a very good point that one they will bring. You see this whole notion. I started off by saying public servants. This whole notion. If you see, we begin for conceptualize politics na salon in the right frame. It go help we. We don't dey believe say the MP sit down for himself. This whole notion of self-serving and rent seeking we get for left arm. If we believe say you dey go represent to people and you na public servant, you no go dey think but somebody want take me seat. Many a times this second term bidding na make Africa development no dey go before, because instead of you do wetin you want for you come for country, the members say wetin I for do wey dem go vote me in the next term. And so I no see any reason why make the roles and responsibilities dem very separate. All una need for do na the interconnectedness na go bring about, because as I say, the very issues that wey dey happen at the world na that issue dem dey happen at the constituency, and na that issue dey happen at the state. So from the executive come to the members of parliament, come to the councillors, and come to the ward development committees, it's the same issues. So the interconnectedness very much important, so that within all their side and they will be able for tying and get the desires where everybody they yearn for.
So doing a quick assessment for the members of parliament we take over na this administration we don dey for over 1 year now, they really don't be accountable to them people them in terms of seeing them where they supposed for the do for them and the facilitation fee getting back to the people them. They really don't show this.
You know, there is no outright yes or no. One view when me get for parliament get for sidom. just like the same recommendation to parliament normal they make am for. And they make am for the executive and they make am for the judiciary as well. Then get for sidon, we get for take a retreat, we get for take a break and look inwards. Parliament don't be too jagged during this current parliament. A lot of problems, and are the same thing with the state. And if you look, people and they say, wetin dey happen? Campaign for good governance. Every day one problem after the other. In actual fact, what are they saying? Accountability has been an issue. Whether how whether it's not how dem choose speaker o, whether na a situation of how allocation make o, whether na transparent information o, there is a whole lot of issues wey dem need for take some time off, then go to a retreat and digest them parliamentary administrative structure and come out exactly as to how they want parliament to function. If they not do that one day, they're not go able to get the real output, what they call democratic dividend. They're not able to get
issues
them.
of accountability. Now, one way don't they come up strongly even before now na parliament. Allegation of corruption. The laws then we then can pass. How it they in favor of the people them when they represent our parliament. Now, one way plenty people don't they ask questions because don't they see parliament they pass laws them, the public they come back and say no, this particular law not good for we. Now this particular era now, how you think say the citizen them for take ownership or for coming and begin ask the member of parliament them tough questions, just like what you say happened last week. Now the accusation them from the two MP them where citizen them they call on ACCC then for investigate them.
In fact, that was the first point I made. When I saw the petition going around, and this came from ordinary citizens, when I talk about civil society, the role of civil society and the media in a democracy, this is exactly what our roles should supposed to mean. When I see the petition coming around, I say yes, any country we get for sober, any country we get for deliver on the expectation of the citizen then get for take the challenge for let that country they deliver on the expectation. Public official for scrutinize them na part of democratic process. And so for call them for ask them question are part of democratic process. And we get institutions of the state when are the responsibility then that one day. And citizens for feel confident say when anti-corruption commission call you, I for be confident enough for go answer and I for believe say them for address me matter in a transparent and fair manner. Now that's the institutions of the state therefore. And so the citizens can get for take up that responsibility there for demand accountability and for demand for good governance.
All right, continue for the between at the program Good Morning Salone. Marcella Sambasi say we dey look at messages where listeners they don't send at the program Good Morning Salone. The very first one they look at this one say Radio D Marcella is right. It originally used to be called facilitation allowance, but through the pressure of MPs it was renamed Constituency Development Allowance. This caused the MPs losing their symbols in 2012 election. But in 2019 budget, the money was renamed Constituency Facilitation Allowance, which is paid adequately. It allows MPs to visit their constituencies, but they don't account for it directly.
From Ajab Mohamed Jabi, now Facebook page, they say, Marcella, that's why politics is not guaranteed. Have you not heard about events in America right now? Politicians can do anything to hold on to power.
All right, this other message we look at say, the responsibility of the people also must be taken seriously as they are supposed to be questioning the members of parliament they elect.
This other one, we come out from NZ Amara, now Facebook page, they say, Honorable Tawa Conte is arguably the best MP in this era and era 2 decades back. Comparing him to any other MP currently or even a cabinet minister is the funniest joke ever. MP Tawa is configured for greatness and we the people of Constituency 132 will forever remain grateful to him. Clark Paran, kindly focus on your administrative work.
Alright, this other message says Constituency 132 in the days of Honorable Amane, he formed an executive body responsible for development with an open declaration of what he received as development fund. That shows accountability to his people. Bravo to him, we hope this will be emulated. He come out from Aminata Brema, is in Trude Lumley.
From Thomas Legg, now Facebook page, they say the MP's office is where people go with issues. They are not to work with council to bring change.
Alright, this other message we'll go look at, will go be my final one because of time. The person said the 2 parliamentarians should be set aside until investigation is completed. Both national and international are watching closely, monitoring. ABS Sheriff Nafri Tong send a message.
This one, they say, just like the alleged case of the chief minister, don't expect anything to come out of the damning allegation Honorable Tawa made against the clerk of parliament.
Alright, from their message and day, because of time, will they come over to the studio guest again? We na Marcela Samba say as they continue for talk about the issues of accountability. Now, Usai, we as a country really need for start for hold people accountable when Parliament's fingers on the point, say from then themselves for the people they expect much from, but accountability. Usai for start.
I like one of the text message. I think that Khadija read we're zeroing on the responsibility of citizens. Citizens' responsibility, we don't talk them over and over again, it very much counts. We get for make sure, say, we the citizens, then now we get for hold the country in trust. Politicians, then they come and go. We they situate the change we desire na the wrong hands. Politicians then come and go. But now we citizens then get for delineate the path and say, now so we want we country for go. Now this kind Sierra Leone we want. And other than are the MPs then are the representative of the people then. So in that particular light, now the society now then a parliament too. Now the society then a parliament, so the society therefore decide as to how what responsible citizenship mean. And more importantly, because we'll talk about the bottom responsibility of the citizens, we therefore talk about the top as well. The institutions of the states, they therefore be apolitical. The Anti-Corruption Commission therefore be apolitical. It therefore be such that it serves as an independent body we go able for no say when there matters there so. We don't see now, this is a big issue. The whistleblower, not ordinary citizen. The whistleblower by this particular case, not to civil society. The whistleblower, not to journalists. The whistleblower and an MP self now don't raise the issue of parliamentary alleged corruption. So we foresee the Anti-Corruption Commission take up an independent situation and look at the matter in a way where we go ensure fairness and benefits to the citizens of Sierra Leone.
Alright, continue for the way between the studio. Marcela Samba say we quickly listen to Walkabout and can wrap up the program.
Iato ate di kanya batinga wasi mochno kul tok man bota go try pote we go don't move far beyond this with political violence ate we don't go forward man nine make a talk ate go I want to you know say so man them the kind of thing where them think they talk gonna talk true. I want to make to verify some of the story the way some man them think go tell you because now for painter fine color thing look sweet na eye not in the one banger man. I talk to person where they tell me say, it's a man the vision boy, but the cabal around them. Not that Bunadana the same thing mama been talked today. But how people waiting time around presidents they already paint fine. But the reality, they far. Parliament right now. At the politics woman, la locomotive. But you are older than dig the old them will not able to put cement every day. Because I cement not to target, not to then they dig to the left and party. People did the following time. Yeah, you don't think it happened to some boy them. Me, not the honorable Wakabot.
We continue with the program, Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We still get the Executive Director for Campaign for Good Governance, Marcella Samba Sisi, at the studio. Madam Sisi, we try to wrap up the program now. Waiting exactly you go left to members of parliament them, where would they talk about the issues of accountability. Let them go back to them people them where we vote them in, explain to them some of the laws them when they pass, and if parliament give them any money for the people them.
Okay, so very important. Parliamentary accountability. I mean, we don't talk now right through the program. Say it's very much important. In fact, the very essence of the creation of parliament is accountability. The reason we make people they go sit down and debate now the purpose of accountability for ensure say every sides be heard. Now make you dey sit down and debate. The reason we make president appoint person in Senate go parliament now because of accountability for ensure say the person where we send come una know anything else but what una can put forward. If una no know anything, then una can approve am and send am for the appointment. So the very nature of parliament is accountability. It's about dialogue. In fact, na parler for talk. Now that's not the you work. Parliament is about accountability. So for let we if you hear parliamentary crisis around accountability, no say it show exactly say parliament is not dey work effectively. And so we want for say parliament for try for embrace open governance processes now in the vogue now across the world. Then for embrace transparent and proactive disclosure processes. If allocations don't made to MP, the office of the clerk for come out and make them public. When we begin do that thing and day, all the supposition them and perception they not go dey. It go be very clear for let them know exactly waiting at the allocations the way don't be done and waiting at the purpose of the allocation they do.
All right. So finally, if the one they will be member, we've been listening to Honorable Tsawa on Friday and self Honorable Parliamentary we've been in at the studio. The accusation and counter accusation where they also been get. If we look at them as a whole, all that in interest, all that they seek in terms of the clerk and Honorable Tsawa, is it an individual interest, political interest, or that of the state in this case?
Okay, brilliant question, and I think it's a fine side for wrap the program. You know, one thing we can come forward with Honorable Tawa. You know why make this debate gain traction? Because Honorable Tawa then are the leading the party, the ruling party, and he able for raise the issue. It should say when you come to national issues, you get for rise above individual and partisan interests. Probably if not being an opposition MP raise that issue there, for example, people will say, then oppose no more than they for oppose. But when somebody inside raise the issue from inside, accountability from within, people see the issue as serious and it all reach this level of investigation. So we want for Duff react to Honorable Tawa Conte, and we want for say make it keep it up, and we want look forward to more MPs them coming forward and standing up for Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much, Marcella Samba Sise, Executive Director, Campaign for Good Governance. If we with the program this morning, they talk about issues of accountability, how members of parliament them for be accountable to them people that we can vote them in. Well, now they end the program. Good Morning Salone for today edition. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Coleman and then produce the program. DJ Lava, Naengi with technical support. Moses Kavora and in team. And they make una watch we live now Facebook page. Mina Khadija Bangua, they wish una all a blessed week.
Alright, and Mabel Kabade say goodbye. Get yourself a wonderful week, and don't forget to come over at 12 Princess Piers to celebrate in special day. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.